What is going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of September 4th and the 5th of 2021. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I love and appreciate you all so much. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to help the channel out, and maybe someone else who might like it too will discover it. You know, algorithms are a thing on the internet. Hope you're all doing well. I definitely felt the intensity ramp up on Friday and kind of as expected. So it's getting real. We're in a dark moon. It's a Leo dark moon, so there's some serious light around it. I mean, it's definitely like pushing through darkness, pushing through the closing out of cycles with love in your heart, with the emotional courage and push to keep your fire lit and burning strong. That moon is going to square over to Uranus today. So, I mean, we're looking at some pretty out of the ordinary things maybe popping up, questioning what your heart really wants, making you make a radical decision for the best of the best. That square is always the best of the best when it's Leo and Taurus, the heart, the ultimate value, and maybe taking a chance for something. Like if you know you need to take a chance, take a chance. We're getting ready for the trine over to Uranus. This whole weekend we're building up to that with the sun, and the sun's at 12 Virgo, which is Jupiter. Makes a 3, so it's an expansive day. I think it's expanse in the realest of ways here in Virgo, and really showing us everything about the reality that's going to bring us the best and the most love and the radical changes that you really want to take on this stairway to heaven. This weekend coming up to that new moon on Monday is the stairway to heaven. Can't remember if heaven's spelt with an E or an A, but whatever. The stairway to heaven. So that's what this is about, is the reality. I mean, this is the reality we get. This is heaven. This is it. It's about how we make it that. And by doing the different, weird, out of the ordinary things to get there. And the numbing's off with Neptune. God gave our identity and our ego, the mission statement. I'm not even kidding. With the North Node here at 5 Gemini in the Pleiades. Sun just came off the square to Aldebaran and Antares. During that, I mean, we got the mission statement from God. And are we ready to identify our reality with that and make the changes necessary, have the courage necessary, and expand upon those things? And I know it can sound a little intense because it is getting intense. Mars is really working on that trine over to Pluto to finish out this weekend during a dark moon phase. Like, there are big time desires that we need to take that mission statement with, and we need to go accomplish these things with Pluto and Capricorn. Like, accomplish the changes, do the changes. We're seeing Mercury in trine to Saturn exactly. Big decisions that don't need to be weighed out anymore for the reality and the environment that is with your heart and your light and taking you to your heaven. And it's really about identifying with that heaven that you can have. Because if you don't identify with it and you don't create that for yourself, nobody's going to tell you to do it. No government, no nothing. There's never going to be a mandate that's ever going to come out in our reality that's going to say, it is mandated to make this reality your heaven on earth and to live in love and joy and excitement and freedom and liberation. No. You have to do that. And you have to listen to your calling to do it and stop worrying about what other people think with Mercury in Libra. Stop worrying about what other people are going to think about you with Venus in Libra. And if the relationships aren't pure right now with this Virgo season, this square to Pluto is going to light that up. And you want to pay attention to those things so you can find the most happiness and love. Love is so important. There's so many love aspects in the chart. Gemini in the North Node at the master degree of Gemini at 5 degrees. That is the Lover's card. We're getting a Mercury retrograde. We're almost into the Mercury shadow. It's going to station with a square to Pluto. We get 3 Mercury squares to Pluto from Libra. Like, if you don't think this is the biggest contemplation about who to relate with and who to connect with and who to build with, that's what we're coming into this month in September and into October. And Venus is leading the way here in Libra for that beauty and that harmony in life, and you got to make it happen. And Venus is also working on the trine over to Jupiter, and that's beautiful. But Mars is also quincunx that Jupiter. So it becomes very important. And we have Jupiter and Saturn at a net 7. There's a big spiritual calling. Like, I can't get around it when I look at the astrology and the way I channel it. This is the spiritual calling of the stairway to heaven, that you have to close out the cycles in this dark moon phase that aren't of that light and that love. And that doesn't mean that there isn't darkness in the world. There's definitely equal parts dark and light. But this is the light worker calling that we're stepping into, because this month is gonna get saucy. And we're seeing the intensity ramp up now in our personal lives. And it's like beliefs that can just totally ruin us. With the South Node in Sag and Jupiter, quincunx, Mars, like, wow, we really just got all this amazing download and insight and vision from Neptune. And are we going to blow it on some limiting belief of what's best for society because somebody told me this or somebody needs me to do that, when you know exactly what is right within you and what that thing is and what the changes are to get the environment, to get the world, to the physical things in order in Uranian ways, and just do it. Just do it. We got the moon at the midpoint on Saturday of Saturn and Jupiter. Kind of like bringing back some of that 8-8 energy again. So it's almost like Lionsgate just got ramped up again this weekend. If you're, really into that portal, this portal's here, and it's probably the most important one we've had in, I don't even know. It's hard to say. I haven't followed that portal for very long, but since I've been in this game for the last 3 years for Lionsgate. I mean, this is the one, if there ever was one. Sunday, sun's going to come to 13 degrees, and we are one day away from the trine to Uranus. And it's intense, and that sun's at a net 4, which is Uranus. As Christopher Witecki would say, 4 is the door. This is taking that next step into changing your beliefs around the reality that you can have in the physical world you can keep, and going higher, making changes to have better, but doing them. We're seeing the moon finish up in Leo. It will come into Virgo late in the evening, but first it's going to oppose that Jupiter, and like we're right back there with Mars and quincunx to that Jupiter of like, really, are we not gonna believe in ourselves and our heart and what we can create and the reality we can have and all these quantum doors that can open if we just believe in ourself and our power to do something great and get out of the old story and get into the new one? Because we are on so many cusps, guys, so many cusps over the next 5 years. And it's no coincidence that Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus all switch signs the same year, 2024. And we're right on the cusp of Pisces and Aquarius. I mean, we're about to see that we're on the biggest cusp we could possibly have ever imagined. And are you really going to stay in the old cusp when it's clearly sinking and just going to hell with Pluto returning to the United States? Pluto, it's literally going to hell. And we're getting the light worker calling from the Pleiades. It was activated, of course, when that South Node was there in 2012. And that was when so many light workers started their mission and woke up people like myself and got me on the journey. And now we're right here, that the most powerful place with our mind, our destiny, our changing our environment, our reality, and closing out a cycle that no longer resonates with the heart, that takes you from your empowerment of self and your courage. Because of what? We're still following some crazy outdated system. This is not that time, my friends. We got to take our power back now. For real. And Mars is exactly trine Pluto for this Sunday and coming into that new moon in Virgo, which is going to be the craziest changes to our reality that we've ever been alive for. And I know that might sound crazy, but that's embracing your purity to go into the mutability, to go into the transformation. And that's it. That's the calling. That's the purity. And you were like, if you watch this channel, I'm sure some people will just find it, and now I'm getting a little kooky, right? But if you watch this channel, you're on the mission, you know. So I got to put it out there for the ones that are on it. This is the most inspiring of times for all of us. This is like the stuff that we came here for. And our soul is getting the empowerment from Pluto to build the new structures and to change reality and to identify with the change and to not go into the old any longer, but build the new and go to the stairway to heaven, which the moon's going to come to at 14 degrees on Monday. And new moon, bang, exactly a minute away of geometry. It's nothing. It's exact. It's crazy. And Venus on Sunday is square Pluto exact. Like, you cannot make up this kind of astrology. It's intense. It's very intense and transformative. And you do not want to get caught holding on to what doesn't light you up, what doesn't bring you beauty, some old belief, some old relationship. If it's a toxic relationship, if it isn't on the value and on the stairway to heaven with you, you gotta make a call and just, I don't want to say just push them off the stairway but you need to get up your stairway. And hopefully you have the people aligned with you to do it, but it's going to be important. And Mercury is done with the trine to Saturn on Sunday. It's done with the trine to the North Node. Our mind knows what to do, but we're going to get caught up weighing things out and overcomplicating things when you already know exactly what it is that's going to be the thing and the beauty and the best and all the creativity that you can show. And you just have to you got to hold that line and have that justice for yourself right now. Like, it's so important. And this comes down to your happiness. And if you're not living 100% in your truth, or you're faking it in any way in your life right now, you gotta turn it around and just be true, whatever that is, and just be completely honest with yourself and truthful with yourself. That's going to bring the justice through this transformation, and it's going to uplift your value. It's going to uplift your self-worth, and it's going to attract the right people to you. You don't want to fake it anymore. Sunday's the day where all the faking and not the authentic self is just done. Because if you keep staying in that, it's not going to be this. North Node, 5 degrees of Gemini with the lover's energy and the Pleiadian energy. It's just going to be a false reality. So, I love you all very much. And that moon, of course, will come into Virgo, and sun, moon in Virgo, getting ready for a new moon, but extremely balsamic, closing out that Leo lunation. We're coming into some of the biggest times of our lives. I know I make it sound like these are all the biggest days of our lives, but that's because they are. And I need to maybe do a year, like a longer outstretched presentation, because we are so cuspy. Like, this decade is the cuspiest it gets. Just being real. And I mean, and I'll tell you right now, is it's crazy to think as we're stepping into Pluto Aquarius in 2023, but mainly 2024 when it doesn't come back into Capricorn. Pluto and Aquarius, Revolutionary War, the Bill of Rights, literally the people coming together to build a new system for the people. Like, yeah, country got started with Pluto and Capricorn, but it got built in Pluto and Aquarius, and it got built through a revolution. We're coming into that energy again. Neptune in Aries, the Civil War. Do you see a theme here? Neptune in Pisces, of course, mass division leading to a civil war. Uranus in Taurus, 1930s, some serious segregation, genocide, some really, snatching of rights. And you know what I'm talking about. It happened in Germany, and it was Hitler and all that, right? Uranus in Gemini, World War II. I mean, I can't stress enough that what's coming, and that's why I say all these days, I'm like, it's a powerful day. It's an important day, because what we're stepping into is the biggest culmination of all of that we've ever seen or experienced, and we don't know what it looks like yet. But this is what we're here for now, because the more we're in our truth and the more we hold that light, the more we're going to be put in the right positions for what is going down. And we're all going to be positioned where we need to be. And this is where we're at. This is what September and October is going to show us. And it's going to blow people's worlds apart. And that's what I'm here, that's what I'm here to talk about. I could give you the fluffy stuff, but you can go get the fluffy stuff somewhere else. But I'm sending you my love and best. These are amazing times. We are so lucky to be here. We chose this for a reason. So let's do it. Let's own it. Own it. Own the mission. Open the heart. Know your worth. Know your value. Be the ruler of your reality. If this Leo lunation taught us anything, it's that you got to be the king or the queen of your life. Because anything that's trying to hold power over you right now is dark. My favorite card, the Chariot, upright. We're literally moving into the new direction, guided by Spirit, and we have to have inner strength. We got to have inner courage. We got to have we just got to have it all together inside, because we're going into the new story, and we have to be fearless for the calling, because it's going to take us to the stairway to heaven. It's literally the Chariot that's going to take us to God. It's the 7th card of the major arcana. Technically the 8, but it is 7. It's the biggest light worker calling that's ever came to this planet, at least in any age that we can recall. I'm sure in Atlantis, Lemuria times, they've had similar callings, but it's like that again to get us through the craziest shift of worlds and powers that we've ever seen. It's a powerful card to get. Why'd we get the Chariot? The Page of Pentacles in reverse. Because if we don't have the knowing of our values, and we're just going to wait to be told what to do and act like we don't know what's real, when we know what's real and we know what the calling is, then we're stuck in the old and we're not moving into the new. I love you all so much. I know this got a little intense. I told you the intensity was ramping up, and I'm feeling it, and it's important to know this stuff so that if you're on the fence about something right now that's a big change or a small change, that you can get inspired or the courage to just do a little bit of it. It doesn't have to be everything, but like the littlest thing that you can do to get yourself in a better position and to get yourself in a better position with the right people and to get out of some old belief that you can't or that's not possible. I love you all. Sending you my best. I'll see you for the weekly forecast, and yeah, I'll see you on Monday too. Sending you all my love and all my best. I just know I love you. I wouldn't say this stuff just to say it. So, thank you so much for being here. I'll catch you next time. Peace.